Yo, what is popping, guys? We are back on Pokemon Showdown with week 5 of the PMC Orange League. If you might have, as you might have noticed, this battle was supposed to go up last week, but Togevoir and I had trouble scheduling because we had 9 hour. There's a 9 hour difference between our two respective time zones, and I went on vacation on the weekend, so we couldn't battle and shit like that. So things kind of got in the way, but we are here with the Portland Crobats versus the Portland Timburrs. Finally, Chris, I think that's his real name, Chris. Am I right? Yeah, I think so. aka Togevoir, he's a I would say a pretty known figure in the community. Pretty nice guy from what I've heard heard from him, and I talked a little to him, so like, seemed pretty nice. He has a very threatening squad, as you already see. Thunderous T, Aselgor, Bulu, the God, Swallow, Jirachi, and Dragonite. So I didn't prep too much for this battle because I was prepping for ITL semifinals, which, as you may have noticed, I didn't upload because it was a bullshit battle, and I didn't want to do that because I got timer stalled and felt kind of disrespected by the way everything went down, so I decided not to upload. And yeah, so because I prepped for that and had to battle for that, I didn't put too much thought into my prep, but I still think I built a very solid squad. So we got AV Mew here, which is supposed to like tank hits from potentially special Rachi from stuff like Thunderous T, even one hit from a Modest Aselga or something like that. Can tank Boom Burst from Swallow if need be, and like it's just overall very solid mon versus the squad he has, but as you see, he brought a bunch of physical threats potentially with the Bulu, potential physical Swallow, potential physically Jirachi, Dragonite obviously. So Mew probably with the AV won't come in too handy, but it's Ice Beam, Volt Switch, Psyshock, and Knockoff I think. So yeah, Knockoff definitely. So like nice utility there, Volt Switch for momentum, Ice Beam to potentially catch a um, Dragonite off guard. Techno is here physically defensive because it checks physically Rachi, it checks the Tapu Bulu, it checks a physical Dragonite unless it's obviously Supersonic Sky Strike, but I have a nice protect on that thing. I just have Giga Drain, Sludge from a Leech Seed, so I can't really touch the Rachi, and if it's a sub variant that might be a problem, but I think I can deal with that too. I just get a pretty standard Lopunny set here, Mega Lopunny, my boy, with Fake Out, Return, Ice Punch, and High Jump Kick. Fake Out just there to like break a potential sash on the on the Aceria to potentially like break multi-scale on Dragonite, even though I would probably click Ice Punch versus that thing all day long because my opponent decided to not bring a Defogger or a Spinner, as did I, by the way. So I reckon it could be inner focus Dragonite so that he can catch me off guard with the Dragonite should I like have my Lopunny inverse that thing. But yeah, Lopunny definitely putting in quite some work. I'm looking at the team matchup. It's probably a more bulky variant of Bulu, which this is only switching to my Lopunny here. Mimikyu here is a nice life of variant with SD, dual step, and obviously Shadow Sneak for priority. Really just wins once I get rocks up and weaken stuff like Bulu um, and the Thunderous a little as well as the Rachi. Obviously I can't really touch Swallow, but Swallow probably can't really touch me either, especially if it's a Specs variant I can potentially set up on it, which is nice. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But it's like a nice way to prevent me from spamming shadow moves, like ghost moves, I guess, with Shadow Clone, Shadow Sneak. So I definitely gotta get rid of that thing in order for Mimikyu to sweep. Druddigon is here is my rocker this week. We got Crunch, Rock Slide, Sucker Punch, and Stealth Rock. With the Life Orb, Adamant, and Sheer Force ability, Crunch and Rock Slide basically hit his entire team for super hard damage. He has a lot of flying types, I think 4 overall. And the only one I can't really touch is the Bulu, but I can potentially scare it out. by bluffing I pack the gun shot for that thing, which would make a lot of sense, I reckon. But like once I get up rocks, I can potentially just spam crunch or sucker punch to put stuff in range. And um, one of the few means of hazard removal my opponent had was the Manton, and with the rock slide, I actually OCO a Manton after rocks with my investment. So um, that's why rock slide was there over like with stuff like ice punch or fire punch for some stuff on his team. Kind of makes sense as long as I hit. And the last one I have, I didn't really know what to put on there. I contemplated like a AV Silvally, but I decided to bring SD, Silk Scarf, Silvally with Return, Ice Fang, and Shadow Claw, I think. My opponent doesn't really have good resist to normal besides the Jirachi, which I obviously always kill with the Shadow Claw at +2. And Ice Fang is just there to guarantee an OCO on Dragonite, because Dragonite can most of the time live a return from a +2 Silvally if it's like a little bit invested or something. But like even without rocks up, Ice Fang at +2 will do quite a fuck ton to Dragonite. I think it even has a chance to kill, but I'm not sure about that. So looking at this matchup, I don't really want him to get up spikes for free because spikes really hurt my team as my entire team is grounded. So I decided to lead off with my Lopunny in order to like get a fake out off at least on the Asaria and then put him in a position where he has to either spike or Focus Blast to knock me out. And in order to knock me out with Focus Blast, he actually has to be Life Orb or Specs, and then like I think he even has to be Modest, which is nice. So because Modest, Asaria can't outspeed my Lopunny set because I'm jolly and near close, near max speed because I'm creeping up an Adamant +1 Dragonite with the set. So I got for the fake out here, seeing like trying to see what his initial switching is, and he goes into Tapu Bulu, and this fake out does absolutely jack shit. And I actually do 15% to this thing. He gets all of this back almost with the grass terrain and the leftovers. So this Bulu, according to my character, is definitely max HP, definitely impish, and I think close to max defense. Probably has a little bit of speed to potentially like outspeed Liger or something. But besides that, he's 100% bulky without any offensive investment. I'm quite sure. Knowing that, I know for a fact that he has the Horn Leech over the Woodhammer probably, and he has the Toxic 100% because Tangrowth is the number one answer to a Tapu Bulu. So he needs to have something for Tangrowth, and Toxic is a nice way to chip on the Tangrowth. Knowing that Tangrowth is a super obvious switch in, and that he probably has the Toxic, I decided actually to stay in here with my Lopunny because I don't want to give his Aselgar a free switch in on my switch to Tangrowth should he decide to double. Return would just knock him out, so that would be nice if he actually decided to double out into the Aselgar. And even if he Horn Leeches, not trying to overpredict early, Horn Leech doesn't kill my Lopunny, it does like 60% or 65% max, which is nice. So I don't really lose much by staying and returning. I think it covers both options, him going for Toxic as well as doubling out into a Selga. So I thought the return he actually stays in. I get an unfortunate crit, which kind of sucks, but I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things. But obviously, crit turn 2 on your supposed defensive mon and getting like 58% damage off on that thing definitely sucks. He gets the Toxic off, so my guess was right. I like get some nice chip off with the crit return on the Bulu, and he like just toxics me, which isn't too big of a deal because this Lopunny functions more as a like breaker or denter instead of a late game sweeper, even though it could potentially do just that if I identify a Scarfer or get rid of a Selga or something. So here I know for a fact that he is going to going to Horn Leech because he wants to get back some health, and I showed that I'm willing to stay in on the Tapu Bulu with my Lopunny. So I decided to go into my Tangrowth this time. I'm Rocky Helmet, so he can't really recover up versus me, and I can actually recover up the damage he does. Like with my regenerator as well as the grass terrain. Like Rocky Helmet does a nice chip to him, and he's like lower than he was before, which is nice. Now again, I know that he will go for the Toxic. I contemplate going into Mew, but I felt like I need the Mew nice and healthy in order to like check potential Thunderous, to keep that at bay, and as well special Rachi, and to like just live a hit from Swallow. So I know for a fact that he's going to Toxic me this turn, and I decided that my Dradigon doesn't do too much this battle because he outspeeds everything on my squad. So he outspeeds Dradigon with everything on his squad. My bad. And I just want to get up rocks as early as possible. So I go into Dradigon on the Toxic, and my opponent here gets an unfortunate miss with the Toxic, which actually doesn't really matter, as you will soon see. I can just fire off my rocks here, scaring him out with the potential Gunk Shot, and breaking like Dragonite's Molten Scale and putting huge pressure on Thunderous, Aselgar, and Swallow as well. Like 25% chip will be nice almost all of the time. And even Bulu, like now with the rocks, I can't really recover up the fake out damage from my Lopunny should I ever go for that again. So it goes into Rachi on my rocks, which is nice. I know I can live any hit unless he's like Specs Dazzling Gleam or Life of Dazzling Gleam. And I will just fire off a Crunch here, seeing what he wants to do. And he actually decides to go for the Doom Desire, which is pretty heat. Nice heat set, but my Crunch, as you see, knocks him the fuck out, which is super nice. I didn't want to go for Sucker Punch because I didn't want to risk him being a substitute variant or stuff like that, and I knew that I'm basically guaranteed to live any hit. That would have been the same if I actually was toxic or anything. Like there was no way he was knocking me out with anything. But Doom Desire is kind of scary because I don't know if it actually breaks, if it actually ignores the disguise on Mimikyu. So I potentially have to sack him on that thing. And he makes a very smart play and goes out into a Swallow. I don't really have a switch in for that, and I don't really need my Dradigon anymore besides like potentially sucker punching stuff like Thunderous or something if it gets out of hand, but I felt like I don't really need it because I always keep them rocks up and I have the fake out to potentially like chip down some setup sweepers. So I decided to just stay in and go for the sucker punch, knowing that the Specs Boom Burst is very likely to knock me out. Especially after the life of damage. And with the Toxic, that would have been a guaranteed KO. Now without the with the Toxic miss, he needed everything but a low roll, to knock me out. And he gets a crit to knock me out, which is fine. I reckon it makes up for the Toxic miss, so everything's fine. But now I'm in a bad spot. I don't know if Doom Desire ignores Disguise, and I didn't feel like looking it up because it's like just a game we play, and I didn't want to waste Togevoir's time because like we had so much trouble scheduling. So I decided to go into my Mew because I feel like it's kind of expendable now with rocks up and with the Swallow dead to rocks. The only thing really that can threaten me on the special side is the Thunderous, and the Selgar like beats Mew anyway. So I decided to go into my Mew knowing that I can take a Specs Boomers plus the Doom Desire because I'm AV. And I can just knock out the Swallow here with the knockoff. That's a pretty big threat gone. He reveals to be timid, so that's nice. I could have gone into Mew earlier to save my Dradigon, but I didn't feel like that was necessary. Now it goes into a Selgar, and I know that my Mew is weakened. I don't outspeed the Thunderous. I don't outspeed the Selgar. I can't OHKO the Bulu probably, and Dragonite can just E-speed and knock me out. So I decide to not mess around with the Aselgar. I just go for the Psyshock, not ever giving him free spikes, and yeah, he can just knock me out, which is fine. That gives me like a free switch into my Mimikyu, which can like now either set up a sword stance or like just knock out the Aselgar with the Shadow Claw, which I decide to do. I don't feel the need to set up because I have enough firepower left in the back to probably sweep my opponent. He breaks my Disguise, which is a smart play. I don't think you should ever spike spike on a Mimikyu with the Disguise still up. And knowing that I could have knocked him out with the +2 Life Orb Shadow Sneak, his play also wasn't to spike into Encore potentially on my SD because Shadow Sneak would have just knocked him out. So smart play on his part. I can just kill the Aselgar, which actually was a pretty big threat. And now, unless that's Scarf Thunderous, my Lopunny is the fastest mon on the field, and it looks pretty powerful now that the Bulu is weakened thanks to the crit and the Rocky Helmet from Tangrowth. So all I gotta do is like just get off some chip on this Thunderous, which I decide to do with the Shadow Sneak. I know that I live any Thunderbolt, even Specs. Thunderbolt can't knock me out from this range, from the range I was at, but if he has the Sludge Wave, he can just knock me out, and I didn't want to risk that. So I just decided to get off some chip with the nice Shadow Sneak, and that's an easy 2-hit KO. Unless I got like the 2 lowest rolls possible, on both turns, I was guaranteed to knock him out with 2 Shadow Sneaks, which is nice. Thunderous goes down, Bulu comes in. I can just fire off a Play Rough here. I get another crit, which just like rubs salt into the wound, but it doesn't really matter. Like even if I don't crit him, he would be at like 25 or 30%, and that is guaranteed in range for Lopunny's return. So that doesn't matter at all. I can now just go into my Lopunny and hit him up with the return, which will knock him out guaranteed. Restrain helping me out too with the nice recovery, which makes up for the Toxic on this first time. And now Dragonite comes in, and unless this is like Yachi and Supersonic Sky Strike on the same turn, he can never beat my squad. So Lopunny, as you see, can just knock out the Dragonite with the Ice Punch, and that is gonna be GG. It's Aki. Kind of unfortunate game for my opponent. Weakening Bulu with the crit as well as the Rocky Helmet came in really clutch for me. I don't think it mattered in the grand scheme of things because I still had like I still had the SD Silvally as a nice breaker. With the which would have done this crazy stupid amount to even defensive Bulu. I think that cluster would have done like at least 70%, so maybe 60, but that would have been enough easily in order to like put it in range for a potential Mimikyu sweep or the Lopunny sweep. So that is nice. I get the nice 3-0 win here versus Togevoir into his Portland Timburrs. I felt like offense was the right call to bring. Like obviously I still had my core in Tangrowth and Mew, but Mew didn't do anything and Tangrowth like came in once. So the offensive pressure that Lopunny, Dralion, and Mimikyu put out was really nice. I didn't even have to show off my Silvally set. My boy Medi Brolic didn't even have to hit the field. So that's a nice 3rd win in a row for us. I'm now 3-2 in the PMC Orange League, which is pretty nice. I started off badly, but now I like kinda got a feel for the squad, and it's doing quite some work, which is nice. So yeah, that's it for this week. I think I am definitely I'm actually gonna upload week 6 after that battle as well, so I can hit you with, or like I'm probably gonna upload week 6 tomorrow, so I have like that I kept up with the entire league up to that point. So that's gonna be nice. Week 6 is definitely gonna be a tough battle. Really hard matchup, but I felt like I brought a nice squad, so I'm gonna show you that soon. So yeah, that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like in the comment if you did, and catch you in the next battle. Thank you.